Tonight, turn your weapons to the Capitol. Turn your weapons to snow.
War has come to Panem. The time for the Capitol to fall has come. Katniss Everdeen leads a covert team to assassinate President Snow and end his reign of tyranny.
The good.
The character portrayal is good, as it has been for the other three movies. They stay true to the main spirit of the characters, but at the same time, different dynamics and situations are presented to them, and the growth they show based on these various situations is quite effective. Also good is the movie's ending. Having read the book, I can confirm that about 95% note for note, the movie ends the same way. When I first read the book, I felt very bittersweet about the ending, but upon seeing the movie and reflecting on it again, I feel like it's appropriate because, mild spoiler alert, skip to this part if you don't want to hear what I'm about to say, not everything is hunky-dory after war, and this movie shows that. Also tackled pretty well are some intense war-related subjects. They tackle a few different things such as PTSD and where you draw the line in morality when you're a soldier, stuff like that.
The iffy.
This franchise has a notable love triangle in it. In my casual reviews of Catching Fire and Mockingjay Part 1, I put this romantic tension in the bad category because I felt it distracted from the movie. While some of that may ring true here, I put it in the iffy category because at the very least, in this movie, being the finale, we get the resolution. Obviously, that's not quite enough to give it an upgrade from bad to iffy, but I also feel like the way it was done in this movie was not quite as annoying as it's been in the last couple of movies. The action element is a bit lacking. Being on a covert operation, obviously there's going to be a lot of sneaking around, that's to be expected, but cinematically, it can get boring to watch sometimes. The action is good when it does come along, but we spent a lot of time just sneaking around with the characters. Having read the book, I guess I should have been prepared for this, but I'm talking about this as a movie, and cinematically, this translation just isn't very entertaining or engaging.
The bad.
As good a job as the Hunger Games franchise has done adapting its material into film, including this final film, I get the impression that maybe this is a film that they shouldn't have split into two parts. The Hunger Games and Catching Fire were both 2.5 hours, but they were 2.5 hours of really interesting characters, really engaging stories, and really intense action. And I just feel that if they had compiled this into maybe a 2-hour and 45-minute movie, maybe trimmed at the fat where they could have, because there was fat in both of these movies. A little too much of the covert operation, a little too much of the whole war propaganda thing in part 1. I feel like the film could have been more effective if they had contained it into just one singular film.
The verdict?
Like it was when I read the books, I'm not 100% sure how to feel. It was very bittersweet. All I have to say is, they definitely did their job well when making this franchise. This is Detective Steve. One series of movies laid to rest. And in less than a month, another to be reborn.